The 2025 WNBA Draft just finished. We are Girls Only Sports. This is a Playbook Extra Time, and we're just going to go through some of the top picks, some of the top players, where they ended up, the teams, how they lay out. We're not going to keep you long, so please follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Check out our website, girlsonlysportsnetwork.com. Once again, I am Candace. This is Kay. Let's not waste any time whatsoever and get into this WNBA draft, which will lead into what we hope to be a very exciting WNBA season. The first pick in the draft needs no introduction, unsurprising. Everybody knew what was happening. The Dallas Wings select Paige Buckets, Paige Beckers. She will be headed down to Dallas with Arike Ogunbowale, Dejanay Carrington, Alyssa Smith. They built a team down there.
So yeah, they put a little squad together for her before she got there.
How do you think this team is gonna lay out with Paige coming in? I believe Ty Harris is down there as well. So how is this looking for you and Paige?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good for them. Arike's already been unstoppable on her own, doing it all. Right, Arike just as happy as she can be. I think Paige will fit in well down in Dallas. I'm excited to see what they can do because, like we said, they did put together quite a little squad in free agency and a lot of movement. They did lose Satu Sabali, which is a huge loss to take. But again, I think you got some people that can step up and make some things happen in Dallas. So I'm excited to see what is to come. And they also lost Natasha Howard as well.
Natasha Howard, they sure did. But it looks like they got enough to fill some replacements. So we'll see how Dallas shakes up. But it was no surprise whatsoever. No. We may save for our actual Playbook episode best dress. Because we got to get into the fit,
we'll save that.
Eventually. But we're gonna wait for that. So let's get into the second pick. The Seattle Storm, who already has Skylar Diggins and Nneka Ogwumike. They selected Dominique Malonga, who is from France, as their second pick. She's 6 feet 6 inches tall. This one, I mean, we're going to learn more and more about the international players. I will say it was a lot more international players drafted than we normally see, especially in top draft picks. But she's only 19, heads to Seattle. I say it's a great pick for me. They needed some more size in the paint. And, if we want to keep it a buck, they need somebody to compete in and out with Asia Wilson because that seems to be their Achilles heel. Large task for a rookie. But looked like she got some skills and she gets to learn from Madam President. So,
right. I think that's a great pickup for them as well. We had talked earlier in the year about will they go big? Will they go guard? What was Seattle going to do with that number 2 pick? And I think they got a good one.
And you just said,
was promising,
right? A lot of things changed because Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. I'm trying to think of more players. Raven Johnson, Flaugier, they all decided to stay in school another year. So this shook some things up for Seattle and a good pick for them. Yeah. Now, the Washington Mystics had 3 first-round picks, so they get Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, and Georgia Amore. Obviously, this is a rebuild for Washington. They get 3 solid players. And if anybody is going to be looking for some playing time this year, it's 3 of these players.
It's those 3. Yeah, I think those 3 Washington picks in the first round were the ones that everybody was like, if you get in there and you prove yourself and you make that roster, you got a good shot at being a starter in the WNBA, on a WNBA team in your rookie year and actually making an impact and a difference on a team. Washington needs somebody that's going to step up and make something happen for them because they're I won't say they're as bad as Connecticut are, but their team's kind of blown up as well right now. They're trying to figure it out. New leadership, new everything, it feels like, in Washington. So
how do you think
times for the rookies?
Right. Kiki and Aaliyah Edwards. I know Shakira Austin is there too. I think that's a great pick because in the W, those do everything small forwards, power forwards still run everything, and having those three players on the floor, that looking a little dangerous to me. Year one, year two,
scared.
year three.
I would say year 2, year 3. That's gonna be scary. It's gonna be good it's gonna be nice to see how they're able to catch their footing and adjust to the W. And yeah, year two might look a little different in Washington.
Right. And then you mentioned Connecticut. Connecticut had the next 2 picks. Lucky number 7 for players who went to LSU. Anissa Morrow heads to the Connecticut Sun along with Sanaya Rivers, who was at NC State. Again, this is a situation where it looks like 2 players will get an opportunity to make a roster. Tina Charles is back. Diamond DeShields. JC Selden is over there at Connecticut. A couple of other players. But I think for Anissa especially... Marina Mabry, who was kind of stuck.
Yes.
Asking
stuck
for
in limbo.
Trade, right. They was like, nah, you got to stay where you are. And they traded away Natasha Cloud. So I kind of wanted to see Anissa Morrow go to the Valkyries, but I'm not mad at the Connecticut Sun for picking up a double-double machine.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Anissa is able to do in the W because she has looked good this last year.
For sure. We got to give a shout out to Sarah Jessica Parker, aka Sarah Ashley Barker, who, went to town in that NCAA tournament, scoring like 45 points. And
I was going to say, we said draft stock was going up after that game, and it sure did.
First round, she heads to the Sparks, who they're going to look a little different this year with Kelsey Plum and Cam Brink coming back. I think they said it on during the draft. She was looking at June as her return date. So that should be fun. But number 11, the 11th pick in the draft, Haley Van Lith gets drafted to the Chicago Sky. Teams up again with she teams up with Angel Reese, but then is on a team with Camila Cardoso. She saw a lot of them during her year in the SEC with LSU. So what do you think about Haley Van Lith and the Chicago Sky?
I think that's a great pickup for Chicago. Somebody that can come up under Courtney Vandersloot, and Haley's a dog. So I think she's going to be able to have that fight and able to duke it out in the W. I'm excited to see what Haley can do.
For sure. And you captured it. Her under Courtney Vandersloot. If there was a player that could be the perfect mentor for how she will experience the WNBA, she couldn't ask for anybody better than Courtney Vandersloot. And they need, obviously, outside shooting. So I like that. And I like the opportunity for Haley Van Lith to meet up with Angel Reese. Because I think she tweeted out, too. It'll be a
good reunion.
We didn't get it right the first time, so we got to run it back. So I'm happy she ended up there. So we're going to move away from the first round a little bit. Congratulations to all the players. And we're sorry we can't get to everybody. But we did want to mention some of the other players that got drafted in the later rounds. Maddie Westbell from Notre Dame. She heads to the Sky. So I think that's a great pickup for them. She's another do-everything player. I think they need those gritty players to build a playoff contender, which I think they will be. South Carolina's Tahina Powell goes to the Atlanta Dream. What do you think about that pickup? Because Atlanta's one of them teams with BG, Brianna Jones, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Jordan Canada. This is a team where it's just like, we don't know,
Atlanta,
but they
loves
need an outside shooter.
Yeah, they love a shooter, and I think she'll feel good. When I seen that pick, I went, that makes sense. Right. Like, if anybody was going to go to Atlanta, that one feels the most appropriate. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I might have to take my word back on saying I never know what's going on in Atlanta. They might know a thing or two down there. So
they needed outside shooting. They got outside shooting. So shout out to Tahina Powell. Her other South Carolina teammates got drafted in the second round as well. Bree Hall was drafted to the Indiana Fever. She gets to team up with Aaliyah Boston once again. And Sanaya Fagan, who I think a lot of people had going in the first round, got drafted to the Sparks, which I think is a good pickup for them. Same. I think she has a tremendous upside.
Yeah. I think she's going to do very good in LA. So It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. And then a couple names we want to mention out there in round 3. Again, congratulations to all the ladies who got drafted. We gotta give a shout out to Harmony Turner from Harvard, going to an Ivy League school. We know all that what that means, but one thing this young lady can do is put the ball in the basket. She gets drafted to the Las Vegas Aces. And I know the big asterisk with the Aces is that they already have they don't have many spots available. But if there is a player that I want to sneak their way onto the Aces roster, it is Harmony Turner. And I do think they need an extra spot. Yeah. And they got an extra spot too, because Cheyenne is going to be out pregnant. So, but then Harmony can learn from Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd. Come on,
it's a good fit. Yeah.
Keep her on the team, Becky.
For us, Becky.
Yes. Yeah. And lastly, we got to give a shout out to Ohio State's own Taylor Theory. She gets drafted to the Atlanta Dream. We mentioned it. Excellent defender. I think for us, one of those things we wanted to see is be more offensive minded and look for a shot a lot more.
A bit more aggressive. Yep.
Right. And I think her selection to Atlanta, seeing if she makes the team, they're going to need a defensive presence, and she can grow into that offensive player. So we're crossing our fingers that she does make the Atlanta team. But shout out to Ohio State getting another player drafted. So overall, what did you think about this draft? It didn't go, I had more players that, maybe I thought going in higher rounds.
Yeah.
So what was your feel?
To be fair, I feel like this was probably one of the most shocking drafts for me over the last few years that I've seen, where I think it was just because there was a lot of international presence in this draft, like we talked about. It was a lot of picks. I was like, this is a new phase. Right. This is going to be, a learning curve.
You got to pull up the EuroLeague clips.
Yeah, and they didn't disappoint in the little packages they presented to us. So yeah, it was a bit of a shocking one. Not too shocking, but a bit more unpredictable than in years past. You kind of knew where people, again, that first number 1 pick, you knew where it was going. But after number 2, you kind of really didn't know who was going where.
Right. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, same. I think outside of Paige Beckers, it was like this is probably the draft where it was, what does your team need? And we're drafting based on
what you need.
Right. Instead of
not just because this is the best here.
Right, the best available. And I think this draft was the epitome of that. Now, next year's draft and next year's WNBA is going to be absolutely crazy. I think there was a graphic that said like 105 out of the 131, 32 players are going to be free agents, which is bananas. And then on top of that, 2025 introduces another expansion team. And then in 2026, we get 2 more in Toronto and Portland. So with the draft picks, it's going to be absolute
free
chaos.
Agency.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be one of the wildest WNBA drafts. So we get this season to see how all the teams and draft picks, we hope they get to make rosters. It's extraordinarily difficult. But that was our little rundown of the 2025 WNBA draft. Please stay tuned with us at Girls Only Sports. We're going to cover the WNBA heavy. That's what we do, as well as all the other sports. Once again, I am Candace. This is Kay, and we are Girls Only Sports.